All right, if we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we will call this meeting to order at 7:00 p.m. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Von Crooks, Benedetti,
Here.
Cam Watton,
Present.
Pate, Grugy,
Here.
Rodriguez, Rezeppa,
Here.
quorum present, Mayor Rezeppa.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Mayor, motion to excuse commissioners, or I'm sorry, council person Rodriguez, Crooks, and Pate.
All right, we've got a motion moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, is unanimously so ordered to excuse the 3 council members. Next up, we have minute approval for the meeting on December 19th, 2022.
So moved.
Support. Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. All right, next up, we have public comment for items on today's agenda. This portion of public comment is exclusively for items on today's agenda. We'll have another opportunity for public comment at the conclusion of the meeting. We'll go to any folks in person first, and then those on the Zoom. I'd ask anyone to begin with their name and address, limit their comments to 5 minutes, and direct all questions through me. Not seeing any hands on the Zoom here either. All right. Oh, I'm not sure. We can hold off on that.
Okay.
All right, seeing no public comment, we'll go to the next portion here. And that actually, I know that we've got Alan on here too. If we can do the appointment for the planning commission with 3. Since I have to abstain, so I don't think so. Yeah, so I think we'll just a motion to table the planning commission appointment here.
So moved.
Moved and supported, and that's just to make sure we've got quorum on that, so we'll be able to pull that off the table at the next meeting. Hopefully get
Mr.
that
Mayor,
taken care
if I may on that, is that an appointment or is that a reappointment?
So it is technically an appointment because, well, it is a reappointment, but it is my first time appointing that person, so
Got
they have to be sworn in again because
Okay.
it was under a previous mayor.
Okay, understood.
Yep.
Thank you.
No, that always threw me off before too, so. So motion supported to table the planning commission appointment. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. We'll get that taken care of next. So next item we have on the agenda, General from Trenton Winterfest LLC. Requesting a motion to grant permission to Trenton Winterfest LLC to hold a Winterfest downtown Trenton on Friday, December 3rd and Saturday, December 4th, 2023, under the direction of the police department. And we've got Mr. McNally here to discuss that. And if we could get a motion for
Support.
moved and supported. Mr. McNally, feel free to take the floor.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and to all the council department heads for allowing us to present this evening. I also have with me this evening, Ann Rudisill from Downriver for Veterans. I'll get into that in a moment, but this is the second annual Trenton Winterfest. We begun the event last year, and it turned out to be a real good success. I was very happy with the turnout, the support of all the businesses in the city of Trenton. The support from the city was phenomenal. You may recall we had some 12, 15 inches of snow that happened to come by around 2-3 days before the event. And the city was wonderful, including Mr. Sargent and his entire force DPW in helping get the matter set up. And it was a great success. So anyway, we thought we would try it again and do the same. And we've already got a tremendous response. We think it's going to be far bigger and better than it was last year. The tent's going to be bigger. It's going to be heated. We're going to have food. We're going to have beverages, music. We've talked with everybody. We got support from the DDA and again from local businesses and a lot of people in the area as well. So we're asking that the special event application be approved. I don't know if anybody has any questions. It would be for Friday, February 3rd, Saturday, February 4th. Friday, the hours would be 4 to 10. Saturday on February 4th would be noon to 10. We are not requesting any road closures. The tent will be located in the same place as last year, West and West Jefferson. And then the businesses would be open and promoting themselves in any way that they see fit. So if there's any questions.
Great. Any questions for Mr. McNally? No, Councilman Perugin?
It might be to you as well, Mayor. One was the participation and interest a lot larger this year compared to last?
Well, I will tell you that last year we put this thing together in about 3 weeks. And we had a great response in just that short period of time. Everybody kind of knew about this about a month ago. We sent out notices a few weeks ago. We've got a tremendous response already. We think the businesses are, we were, last year when we started it, Nelson, I basically walked door to door on Jefferson and just talked to my neighbors and who wanted to participate. And we charged a fee for the sculpture, the ice sculptures last year. That fee was basically the cost of the ice sculpture. So my law office sponsors just about everything that happens on the corner of West Jefferson and West Road. Again, DDA is a tremendous help in the city's helping with support and by way of setup a little bit and so on. This year, yes, we've expanded out onto West Road. You'll recall that the council person, Bon Crooks, had asked that we include West Road, and we didn't exclude them last year, it's just we didn't have time. But we did all the mailings to West Road, so hopefully a lot of those businesses will participate as well. So yeah, we think it's going to be a lot bigger, and we were real happy with the response last year. I figured we had about 4,000 people through our tent last year, and over 10,000 people come on to Jefferson in that day and a half for Winterfest. And of course, it's during the showcase as well, so hopefully we get more people coming up from the hockey tournaments and games.
Again, this question is what I was referring to. It could be for Dean or you or John. Is there any intent to obstruct Ramsey's restaurant with a tent or anything of that nature, like the issue during the Midsummer Festival?
No, I think that there's nothing I mean, unless any of the businesses themselves are putting things out, there's nothing that's part of this that extends further up and down that corridor or anything.
So I'll just tell you what I'm aware of. No vendors are going to be set up on Jefferson. Nobody's going to be set up on the sidewalks that I'm aware of. I think that the owner of All About Grace, Ashley Young, has talked to the Mr. Beaker and possibly somebody from the city about utilizing the Masonic Temple lot. I call it the Masonic Temple lot at Jefferson and Elm. And also maybe utilizing the parking lot next to their business, but I'm not aware of anybody putting tents on Jefferson blocking any businesses or on Jefferson itself blocking. That's not what we're about. So I did hear about that other event. That was unfortunate that the people that put that event on weren't more cognizant of the local businesses and obstructing theirs, but that will not happen
Okay.
In this event.
Well, thank you, Mr. McNally. That's all set.
Cool. Thank you very much. Any further discussion? Seeing none, unanimously so ordered. Thank you very much.
Thank
We're
you
really
so
looking
much.
forward to it.
Did you want us? I'd like to introduce Ann Rudisil if I could, just for a moment. I know that it's a brief agenda but she's a real special lady that I've had the honor of getting to know, and she is the founder and director of Downriver for Veterans. And this year, they are going to be the recipient, the 501c3 of the proceeds from the tent at Jefferson and West Road. So I just wanted everybody else to have the same pleasure that I've had of meeting her. Maybe she could say a few words if you had any questions.
Thank you. First off, thank you very, very much. And thank you, Mr. McNally. I'm an Air Force veteran from Colorado, and I started Downriver for Veterans in 2017. And the proceeds from this event, this is the best news we have ever had between Mr. McNally doing this and you letting us do this. We finally have some land in Flat Rock to build tiny homes. We were donated the land, so the proceeds from this event and other fundraisers are going to be the funds that will provide us with the first 250 square foot homes for our veterans. So I want to say thank you so very, very much for letting us do this. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, for everything. Seriously. That's very cool. And we're happy to help. That's for sure.
Thank you, everybody.
Yep,
Thank you.
thank you
Have a
very
good night.
much, Sean.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Cool. And no, don't worry, you guys don't have to stay. All right. Moving along here, we've got two items from department heads and officials here, both from our police chief, Chief Oakley. First up here, we've got traffic control orders 2022-10 and -11.
Thank you, Mayor. What I have for you tonight is a request to move these two temporary traffic orders from temporary to permanent. These two orders pertain to prohibited parking on Dwight and Helen Streets on Mondays between 7 a.m. and 12 noon. The temporary orders were put in place in September to help facilitate garbage collection on those streets. With some new safety protocols DPW put into place, it was very difficult for their trucks to be able to collect the garbage there. So we put those temporary orders into place. So I'm asking your approval to move those to permanent orders. Signage is already in place. And all the residents on those streets were notified in September when the temporary order went into effect.
So moved. Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Councilman Perugin.
Yes, Chief, will the school buses be impacted by removing that,
By
allowing people to park there?
Well, they shouldn't be. The only change is again, is prohibiting parking on Monday during those hours.
Okay,
So it really doesn't change anything. I don't know, to be honest with you, if there's been any issues with the school buses.
okay.
If there have been, I'm not aware. So they must find a way to make it work.
Okay, you know, I'll definitely have a conversation with the superintendent, but Helen does have traffic, bus traffic through there, so.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm not aware if they've had any issues down there or not. If they do, I haven't.
I'm
been made
not aware of it.
Yeah.
I have more issues with going down Church Place when the construction guys are on that street, but.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you, that's it.
Well, thank you very much. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it's unanimously so ordered. All right, next up, we have traffic control order 2022-15.
So this item is a request to designate a handicap parking zone in front of 3434 Elizabeth. The resident there has submitted an application to Lieutenant Hawkins, our operations lieutenant, to have that designated handicap parking. And along with the application, she submitted all the required supporting documentation from her physician, and she has been issued a handicap parking placard from the state of Michigan. That area is already designated as parking by permit only. So again, just seeking your approval to designate a handicap parking zone in front of that residence.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Councilman Cavalad.
Mike, just a quick question on that. Is there a review of that if the resident decides to move, or, does that remain a handicap spot? Or if the resident moves, and there's no longer a need, does it revert back to general parking? And how often is that kind of looked at?
These are generally reviewed. Lieutenant Hawkins is very organized and he keeps an eye on these. You probably remember we've, removed a couple designated traffic control devices like deaf children, blind children, those kind of things. So he's very organized at keeping up on these things. And I believe that's part of the application process as well for the resident to notify us if she moves or no longer needs that designated parking area.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, it's unanimously so ordered. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we'll go to our disbursements and statements, and then our reports. We'll go to our Mayor Pro Tem for the evening, Councilman Perugin.
Well, thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the authorized disbursements for January 3rd, 2023 in the amount of $1,790,351.15.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you. All right, other council business here. I'll just very brief for me today. I just wanted to wish everyone a very happy new year. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and holiday season. Their loved ones and friends and families and all that, but did also want to give us an extra shout out. I know I'm sure probably some of the folks watching at home were some of the ones that experienced it, but those especially cold, frigid Christmas Eve, Christmas Day timeframe, we had about a dozen water main breaks across the city. So I want to thank particularly our DPW employees for all that they did that weekend out there in the cold, in the ground, and not only in those elements, but away from their families and things like that. And while also thanking our residents for being so patient with some of that and understanding. But very gracious, and I know got a lot of really great feedback for the work that our employees did that weekend. And so do want to give an additional thank you there, because it definitely does not go unnoticed. But other than that, that is all I had this evening. So next up, we will go to Councilman Peruggi.
Wow. Basically, I just wanted to reiterate what you had said and tell Kevin that I heard nothing but positive things about how fast you guys responded and how quickly they were repaired. And matter of fact, one of my friends was impacted, and he actually said something. He doesn't say much. So again, to your team and the rest of the city, thank you for what you do.
Thank you very much. Councilman Kabawatan.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor, and likewise. I hope everybody had a happy holiday and it was safe for everybody, and they either made it home or still enjoying the holiday break here, and will come home safe to us. Besides that, yeah, Kevin, thank you to you and your team for the water main breaks. I think you had like 12 of them, in a very short times period. That's like taking like 12 ice cold showers. It's not a fun process. If you like taking an ice cold shower, then maybe that's a future career for you. But no, thank you, Kevin, very much. Please extend that to the rest of your crews.
So is the county gonna help with that or no?
You don't have water mains, sir?
Okay, just checking.
Thank you, Councilman Benedetti.
Just wish everybody a happy new year. I hope everybody did well during Christmas. Everybody's healthy. And the same thing, Kevin, tell your guys, thank you very much. And, everybody else in the city, the police department, fire department, I know they were out in the cold too. But, we appreciate everything you do for us. We talk about it every couple of weeks, but it's a great place to live, and, things get done around here and people don't even realize they're getting done. And I think that's great for our residents. So thank you. That's it.
Thank you very much, Councilman. All right, we'll go to our other elected officials here. Madam Clerk, do you have anything this evening?
Nothing for me tonight. Thank you.
All right. Our assessor, Ms. Barnett.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I don't have anything to report today.
All right, thank you very much. Our treasurer, Mr. McCullough.
Nope, I don't have anything, but thanks for asking, and just wish everybody a happy, healthy new year. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much. And a happy belated birthday to you, by the way, too, Mike.
Thank you.
Take care. All right. We'll go to our department heads. Do any of our department heads have anything for us tonight? We'll go to any in person here, and then any on Zoom. If anyone on the Zoom has any, feel free to put your virtual hand up there. All right. Not seeing a mad rush to the podium. All right, we will go to public comment now. We'll begin with any public comment in person, then go to those on the Zoom. For those wishing to speak on Zoom, we'd ask you to use the raise hand function under either participants or reactions. Anyone wishing to speak, would ask you begin with your name and address, that you direct all questions through me, and that you please limit your comments to 5 minutes. Right, not seeing any, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, is unanimously so ordered for adjournment, 7:19 PM. Thank you all, and see you in 2 weeks.